So this was my first time driving a Jeep in probably almost 20 years. I got a little splash from another one. And this is a rental Jeep, 2019 Jeep Wrangler 2-door. I don't know if it's the Sport or Sahara, whatever model it is, base model. Automatic transmission. And I'm down in Fernandina Beach, Amelia Island, where they let you pull out onto the beach. You can only go 100 yards in each direction, but at least you get drive on the sand a little bit, check out the ocean, relax in your car if you have four-wheel drive. So the lifeguards here have pretty sweet rigs. They got a side-by-side Mahindra Roxor and an F-150 right here on where I'm at. But anyways, this video today is about a first-time Jeep driver. I'd only ridden one previously, getting the experience on the new Jeep. The thing really drives buttery smooth. The suspension seems like it's really soft, although it probably does really well off-road. It looks great, and the driving experience is something you probably need to get used to. That's the thing I found when I was trying this out. I've never felt or driven any truck, car, SUV that feels like this thing. I was just taping right here the show. Everybody, it started raining on the beach and everyone ran for cover and running away and leaving the beach. Suddenly, I guess maybe they're afraid of thunderstorm. I don't know. I'm not from Florida, so I don't have as much experience. But anyway, so inside the Jeep, all the controls are great. You get a lot of information on this dash display. You can flip it through and get different transmission temperatures and whatnot. Everything seems to be, designed really well. And the one thing I was kind of bummed about in my Sienna minivan is you have kind of an automated thermostat controlled semi-automatic air conditioner, kind of like in your house where you can, set the temperature. Here you just got to turn up the fan and turn down the fan. The little nav unit, wish they made those a little bit bigger in the Chrysler products, but it seems to work well. Plug in there, phone and everything, another spot to plug in under here. And they've always done this, had the power windows here, but I thought it was funny. I think they make those blocked. The bottom ones are, because if you have the four-door Jeep, you would have the switches right there for the other two windows. So that was funny. You got to put it in neutral, shift into four-wheel drive and out. I thought that was a little strange. I mean, I've never driven one like this in my truck. It's four-wheel drive on the fly. On my Tundra, I can just flip it into 4-high and out of 4-high just while driving. Don't have to stop, put it in neutral. So I guess that's what you Jeep guys do. According to the instructions, though, I don't know if it's possible to do it another way. But just commenting on the ride, wanted to point out one last thing. It's all hard plastics in here and hard surfaces, and if I've got my kids in the back and we get hit on the side or something, their head's going to smash in the glass. There's no side airbags that I can tell. Maybe something popping out of the seat, but as far as curtain airbags, I don't think anything's included. And they cover the hard metal roll cage with hard plastic, which I kind of would wish that they would do something a little softer on top, even that kind of soft touch plastic vinyl, whatever they have in on your dashboard in certain cars. But what I was saying is, it basically feels when you're driving this thing like you're going to the playground and get on one of those spring animals that are on top of a spring, and you're just wobbling forwards, backwards, side to side. Whenever you do the slightest turn, on left or right, to adjust in your lane, or if you push your brakes, it just feels like you're flying forwards, rolling sideways. Feels really unstable. I mean, compared to driving my Tundra or anything else, I don't know if that's always how Jeeps have been, but I would say you definitely want to test drive one of these things before you become a Jeep guy and you go out and spend $50,000 on something like this. And I'd really like to try the 4-door or the Gladiator and see if it's the same thing, but yeah, definitely I'm not going to be buying one of these 2-door Wranglers until I get used to that a little more, or commit myself to getting used to it. I know my wife and other people would definitely get dizzy from all this rocking back and forth, and it's not like a hard motion. It's really a smooth kind of rolling motion to any direction. But when you turn, it seems like almost like you're kind of twisting and rolling. It's not really intuitive at all. Maybe it has something to do with the solid axles. I don't know. But it was pretty interesting coming off the island. There's that splash. I turned over in this lane because there's actually more water over here, and I wanted to be a part of the action, test out this Wrangler and the little bit of the deep stuff. It got 2 or 3 inches deep in certain spots, but definitely fun car to drive. I noticed people, they wave to you, Jeep wave. They look at you like, oh, what's this guy? He's got a brand new Jeep. Oh, awesome. It's just like, maybe it's because I was from out of town, but it really felt like a Jeep thing. So you get a lot of looks in this thing, and this one was bright red, so come on. But really fun to drive, a little interesting to drive. I would definitely want to try out the other versions, 4-door and Gladiator, and see what those are like to drive. But I got this as a rental, luckily, walking by, and I said, hey, how about I'll upgrade to this one? Sure, $30 more, no problem. So felt really capable. These had the stock tires, really roadworthy tires, nothing loud, or didn't cause any vibrations or anything like that. Really comfortable. Now the windshield wipers, because these were such crazy heavy rains, I felt like they could have been a little faster, or maybe it's because on other vehicles where your windshield is more raked back, they can kind of slop the water as it's riding up your windshield a little more quickly, or do more water. But it seemed to basically not be able to keep up when it was pouring really hard, so I had to find myself really slowing down, and that's a safer way to drive anyways. But would have preferred those wipers to be able to do a little bit more. Couldn't say anything else really, except according to the gauge, the gas mileage actually looked really good for this type of vehicle. My Tundra, I think it's getting terrible gas mileage, 2,000, and it gets like, as low as 10 miles per gallon, depending if it's like dead of winter, freezing snow, and you're just doing short trips back and forth to the grocery store once in a while. But average, like 15 or something. This thing, it was saying it was getting well above like 25 miles per gallon. And so 20 to 30 miles per gallon depending on how you're driving. And this one had the auto shut off engine feature, where you come to a stop, the engine turns off, the AC and everything can still stay on. I think they put in a little bit bigger batteries and bigger starters and things, and the car's equipped with that feature. But that was pretty cool. You save a lot of gas. Come to a stop, turns the engine off, you're not wasting any gas, still got the AC. And then all of a sudden you take your foot off the brake, it starts right up, you barely notice it, and you're off and running. This thing was fast, definitely fast, and you really feel it like you're taking off in a spaceship, because it's just like you push the gas and you're all of a sudden leaning back, basically. The suspension, it's like going on one of those coil animals at the park. Anyways, last shot of the Mahindra Roxor from the beach. Awesome little vehicle, except probably no AC. Okay, have fun, guys.